What is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. We're talking about AEW and last night's big main event of Jon Moxley going up against CM Punk. Because of CM Punk's injury, there was an interim AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And last night was the blow-off in order to crown one champion. I'll tell you this much. One thing that I've said about AEW, I really like the product, but in the life that I living here on the West Coast, it just honestly comes on too late, which does not make any sense. If you live on the East Coast, you're like, dude, I stay up till 8 o'clock, just like you do, and I watch the show, and I like it, and it's good. What if I told you that 3 hours before it was going to air and your friends can watch it and you just can't? It just doesn't make sense. To me, honestly, they always talk about wrestling, that it's a lot like sports. That's why WWE gets the contracts that it does. It's must-see television. They like to say that you can't DVR it. You have to watch it live. And that's why Raw and SmackDown get the TV contracts that they have. They should treat AEW, honestly, the same way. It should air live. So we're not watching a taped product that already aired 3 hours ago, that if you go online and you have any kind of a presence on Twitter or Facebook, the information just dumped in your lap. So it's not very often that I make like AEW, Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown must-see television for me. That it's like, I'm not going to check my phone. I'm not going to do this or that. I'm going to get home. I'm going to watch this show. I don't care how late I have to stay up. I marked out like time on my schedule yesterday for like a 1 hour banger. I thought that basically this match was going to be AEW's, Thor's hammer, just bam. Like I thought they were gonna make an impact, I guess you can say. Little did I know, this was going to be a lot like SummerSlam Survivor Series 2016, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. This match started out much like a lot of wrestling matches, and then CM Punk had an injury, and 4 minutes later, we had a new World Heavyweight Champion. I honestly can't think of a big, drawn-out main event that was hyped on television that ended this way. It was very surprising. On one hand, I kind of was shocked, like, wow. This is normally one thing that I use in the argument of wrestling versus UFC, that, that's why I don't mind buying a wrestling pay-per-view, is that that main event is going to be drawn out. It's going to, tell a story, and you're going to get your money's worth, 9 out of 10 times. With UFC, maybe you get an exclamation point, a big mark-out moment of seeing, like, Ronda Rousey knock somebody out in the first round or something like that. But you really kind of sit back once you're paying that bill a month later, and you're wondering, like, I wonder if I really got my $60 worth to watch that show for that one fight that I cared about that ended in 10 seconds. But I guess that's kind of what they were looking for, is that, you gotta watch, because any night anything could happen. Two competitors like that, I know it's out there in the air that the All Out pay-per-view is going to be headlined by the rematch of Moxley versus Punk. But I guess I walked away thinking that was like a UFC-like finish, that anything can happen, and maybe that's how they're going to draw into the story and build it up bigger. But I kept thinking about all those stories that are out there about the AEW locker room, Tony Khan, losing control and not really having a balance. A lot of wrestlers are getting upset. There's backstage fights. People are going off script in interviews, calling people out when those people don't know about it, and a lot of weird press for a company that is looked at like the wrestling fans company. I know that right now with no Vince McMahon, a lot of people are looking at WWE with like these blinders on, thinking that Triple H as well as Stephanie are going to change the narrative that a lot of people have had over there about having good wrestling on television, having storylines that pay off, having the wrestlers that fans care about, bringing a lot of people back that were released or cut for the wrong reasons. But a very, very weird finish for this. I guess I can tell you. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I had a whole wide field of emotions, from happy to sad to thinking that was awesome to feeling ripped off. It was weird. Let me know what you guys thought of the match. But as of right now, we got Jon Moxley, AEW World Heavyweight Champion. As CM Punk said, he was the third best guy in his own group. And I don't know where they're going. I know definitely that Punk has taken on a new shade to his character. I can definitely say that I think this is like CM Punk, the heel heat that a lot of people thought that they wanted to see. Of course, they were going to be happy to see him, but I think a lot of people like, heel Punk more than babyface Punk, and maybe that's the direction that they're really going here. He's going to come back, blaming the injury, calling people out, and it's just going to be easier to understand that, Bruce's not done, but it's going to be easier to understand the direction of Punk being heel.